Ariitouttradio is the queen of internet radio. I'm here with Drk Mxtter. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good. You got some nice teeth.
Thank you.
Okay. Where are you from? Where you hanging out at?
I'm in Tampa, born and raised.
Tampa. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So what's your nationality? Because I was trying to figure it out, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
I'm Puerto Rican.
You Puerto Rican? Okay.
Speak Spanish, unfortunately. So I'm like multiracial, I guess you could say. With like my background just because of like how I was raised. I just grew up with different stuff going on, I guess.
hmm Okay. I didn't know. I thought maybe you was mixed or whatever. You know what I mean? At first when I looked at you, I was like,
Yeah. I'm quarter German, but I don't really know like that side of the family or anything like that. So it's like I was mostly just raised with my mother and my Puerto Rican side of the family and her dad.
okay. You speak Spanish?
A little bit. I mean, not really.
You did not.
I'm gonna be I actually don't really.
Oh, you gotta get you know what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah.
that join.
No.
Okay. Yeah. How would you describe yourself as an artist?
Um Universal.
Universal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've seen you like you're very, very different. I like it when you have the long hair too. I think it's like unique with the two colors. But
Yeah.
I seen you was rocking the Pokemon stuff. And so I was like, oh yeah, he definitely futuristic. You know what I mean? He definitely in his vibe.
I love cartoons and stuff. I'm like kind of like a kid at heart sometimes. I love cartoons and like anime, video games.
Right.
Um, I love stuff like that. So when it comes to like the clothing and fashion, I like to get stuff that's kind of like appealing to that sometimes. Or I actually haven't really, I feel like really fully stepped into the fashion that I want to wear. So I just kind of improvise with what I can, you know.
So what kind of gear would you want to wear like somebody like who as a reference?
Probably like Michael Jackson, honestly, or like more like just classier, like maybe like Prince, maybe like more on a classier wavelength.
Now Prince be having his booty cheeks out though.
Nah,
No, you ain't trying to go that route.
pause, pause. Nah, but
I
just
like Prince though. He's my favorite singer in the world. But yeah,
right. I like flashy stuff. I like different stuff. I like just different things. Tuxedos,
yeah,
um,
that would be
suits, different stuff like that.
okay. But no, I mean, I know what you were saying with the suits. Like he had that like the little glittery, different color suits, it's flashy and you know, I know.
Yeah.
But I know you be having his booty cheeks out though. Like he was like, nah,
I
yo.
actually did not know that. I'm gonna be real. I've only known like certain portrayals of what's going on. I don't know like the whole nine of what certain people got going on, but I take what I love, I appreciate, and I just I admire.
Right. Who's
Mhm.
your favorite, MCs?
My favorite MC, like of all time, would probably actually definitely be Lil Wayne. Um,
Okay.
that's my favorite rapper of all time. He's what like inspired me to really like dedicate myself to music because when I started even writing, it was because of like listening to the Carter 2, and I was listening to the Carter 2, and I remember hearing his song Best Rapper Alive, and that song really like inspired me, and I was like, wow, like he feels like I in my eyes he was the best rapper alive. So like him saying it inspired me, and it just made me feel like I could be the best, or like it just like it set my vision at a young age on something that was so unrealistic at the time, but it really grew and cultivated into something that ended up being a lot bigger than myself. And now I look back and I'm like, you
Mm.
know, it and the dots connect, you know.
I mean, the pressure of being the best ever alive, like that's a lot of fucking pressure. You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying? You know, how
yeah.
many people gonna come at your neck trying to be the
Yeah.
oh, like that's a lot of pressure. But do you think that he's the greatest of all time, or is it Jay-Z, or is it somebody else?
The greatest of all time, I would feel like um I don't know. I would feel like Juice did a really great job of just like um stacking and like really making melodic hit records that really just had that sound that um I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like he would. There would be a few. It would be hard for me to say like one, but if I had to put at the top of the list of like originality and who really started, even like because when I think about a lot of the artists that I am like inspired by or that I resonate with, it's artists that have like that hint of Wayne or that touch that that kind of energy that Wayne had, with the tattoos and the certain things, the qualities of his life, like
Right.
kind of goes down through other people. You could see it's like yeah, you could definitely tell he inspired certain people.
Oh yeah, for sure. He definitely did. He definitely did. How do you know? How do you think people come up with the greatest of all time? Like, how do they come up with that? Like, you're the greatest because of this. Like, what makes somebody the greatest of all time, in your opinion?
Um, I think the belief that you really do feel like, hey, you are the greatest. I don't think it's like really the people obviously decide to, and there's people that are around you that hype that up and kind of make you feel like, okay, like I'm not tripping. So it's like there's a combination of like the belief in yourself and the belief of others that I feel like is what can help you really achieve that. And it may not be initially, it may be delusional, it
Mm.
may be unrealistic to other people at first. It's confusing.
Is it the numbers? Because some people go off of, oh, you have this many numbers, or you have this many followers, or you have this many songs out, or you had like, do you feel like any of those things have anything to do with it too?
Yeah, I feel like that has a part to play in like I think it's like an equation. Like there's multiple, things that are equated to what ends up being like the success or what makes somebody really great is like multiple things like who they are as a person in their every day-to-day life,
Mm.
um, how invested they are into work ethic and the combination of things, building an audience, connecting with people, how you dress, how you present yourself to people. I think it's all uh, a combination
Oh,
of what
yeah.
the goat.
Right. Yeah, because everybody's saying, LL, everybody. So
Hmm.
so what do you think about like the diss songs? I know you see Kendrick and Lamar going back and forth, and now it's like a big thing. You can't even avoid it like in conversations anymore. But
Right.
what do you think about like do you feel like you need some type of beef to really get back in the game and people to recognize you? Because right now it was like kind of quiet and the girls was taking over and now it's like, okay, here we go. It's like, yeah, it's beef now and this is hip hop.
I think it's interesting you say that too, and you bring up like the femininity of the hip hop as well. I think for the nature of men, there is competitiveness, there is that more aggressive energy to us just being more masculine creatures. So I think the competition is healthy and I think it's good for both of the artists, despite, whatever losses may be taken or whatever. I think, even some bad publicity could be good publicity. And um me personally, I grew up on both of the artists. I had Kendrick Lamar's album Good Kid, Mad City downloaded on my Xbox 360. I listened to it front to back a bunch of times. And I listened to Drake in high school, and I've listened to both artists enough to really appreciate both of what they bring to the game and what they've done, their accomplishments and how they've influenced the culture, me, everybody in between.
Right. Do you miss like that, downloading the stuff and going to the studio, like going to the stores and buying the CDs, and do you miss that, or are you cool with like just downloading it from, streaming or just listening to it like that way?
I think it's preference. If somebody wants to buy the record on vinyl, I think it's just a preference. There's so many ways to do it now. If somebody wants to make a gold CD, I'm sure they could,
Mm.
and have a gold CD to maybe the one CD out of, I think that would be really dope. Now that I think about it, I just had a cool idea if they're to bring back, records. This is for whoever wants to take this idea. Um, Bring back like CDs. It would be dope if somebody was like, "Hey, I'm gonna drop a gold CD in one of these, CD cases, so that if you find this CD, you'll get a gold CD. You'll have a fucking gold CD." But
Or
you
you'll
know,
have like maybe you give away like a prize or something, you know,
right?
process of that if you're the lucky person with because a lot of people don't have CD players anymore.
Yeah, I
That's
think
true.
the kind of that would probably make people want to like get more into that. But you don't see. I think that's something that is up to like people to decide, is stepping if into that creative innovation. you
Yeah.
know it's
Yeah.
like I would really like try to make the most out of is my ideas, whenever I get to a point where I can actually monetize more and utilize my resources.
I think you gotta force your fans sometimes to say, I'm not doing that. Like when Taylor Swift, she came and she took all her stuff off some of the streaming, places. I thought that that was cool and bold. Like, look, like it should be one place and this is the only place you can get it, you know?
Hmm.
And I mean, sometimes you got to do that because it's all these places and they just ripping you off. You know what I'm saying? And
Right. Swift was doing too. And I think that was also really interesting because I feel like that went over some people's heads because of how crazy the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef was.
Mhm.
Um, was in the midst of all of that, you had Taylor Swift over here like fighting for artists' royalties and rights. And it's like,
Right.
you know, knowing that was going on, I had already figured that was the case, that some of these distributors and these companies are obviously exploiting um these artists. I would say I wouldn't, I don't want to say too much, but um I think that can happen. Obviously it can happen with labels or any manager you get with and decide to do a contract with. So it makes sense. It makes sense for them. And
Yeah. Do you want to be indie or you want to stay indie or you want to get signed?
I think it would just depend on who, um which these days I don't really see a whole lot of places. I would think grade A. Grade A would probably be one for sure.
Hmm.
If somehow discovered me and was like, "Hey, yo, we really like your music," I think that would be a label I would be really interested in.
Okay. Do you have a problem with them, like, because they got that insurance, they get that insurance on you? And no, I mean, that's part of the deal, I guess, when they put the insurance on you as an artist in case something happens to you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm gonna be real. I'm here for a good time, not a long one. You know.
Right. Okay. It's kind of interesting though. It's like, wow, you putting insurance on me? Like,
Yeah, no, I think that is that's actually a few labels, they do stuff like that, and
most
I've
of them do. Most of them do. In case something happens to you, but they keep all the money, you know.
this liability
Right.
purpose, or they don't want to lose out if something happens. If I guess I do get it. If they're as invested as they are into you and something does happen, it's very obvious. that these artists that blow up, that they have their run and something happens, God forbid, something does happen, and then something happens, and then their money, all of the stuff that was invested, what happens, labels kind of like, well, what if they have that, then it's like, all right, well, it's
The
not so.
labels never miss out, do they? They always get their money some kind of way.
Hey, labels are the way to go. I feel like that's another thing too. Artists should have more labels. More artists with labels would be dope.
Well, if y'all got y'all credit right and everything, y'all could, go and get some money from the bank or whatever, and then become your own label.
Exactly. Which is where I'm pretty much at with that too. I've actually turned Dark Matter into an LLC. Then
Okay.
I turned that into an S corporation. Shout out to my accountant, AT. Yeah, that
Oh,
guy.
what's up? See, that's smart. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like when they won't give it to you, you go get it yourself. That's the
Yeah,
way.
realized too. It's like, okay, I mean, why go to the dealership when I could go to the bank?
Boom.
Go
And
direct.
how long you been an artist?
Um, they see, that's the thing. I really started writing when I was like 14,
Oh,
and that's when I started taking it more seriously, and that was actually around the time I stepped into the name Dark Matter and decided that's what I'm gonna be. Um,
why
but
dark
yeah,
matter? Why dark matter?
well, I feel like there's a lot of reasons, and you know, um, I think there's a lot of stuff in my life that feels like dark, that feels like, there's a lot of mistakes I made, and just different stuff. Like I'm very much so into space, and um
You're so young though to be married. You look
I'm
young.
I'm actually 27.
Still young. I mean, you're supposed to make mistakes.
Yeah, it's true.
27, like you like 80 so.
I'm gonna be real. I feel like 300. I feel like 3,000 sometimes. Like it's. I feel old. Like I have
Why?
a
'Cause you paying like bills and stuff, or you have responsibility? Is that why?
nah. Like I feel spiritually old. Like I think that's a part of it. Is like, yeah, like the part that like life kind of takes away, um, the innocent part, and makes things more like you grow up fast and you're
Oh
seeing.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. You got kids?
I have one. Yeah, I have one son.
Yeah, well, kids will definitely make you yeah,
That's
definitely change
good.
everything. You be like, damn it, I got a kid. Because you tell your kids all the time, or like, you see kids and they want to grow up so fast. Like me, I was always in the clubs before I was even 21. I had a fake ID. I was doing everything so early. And now I feel like I'm so old. Like, because you did everything fast. You want it so fast. And then now it's like boring. Like, I did that already.
I think that's what it is I did live kind of fast, and I did a lot of stuff that,
Mhm.
you know, that now I am more like chill. Now I'm more focused on like business. Now I'm like really trying to understand things, because like I feel like I grew up in a place where it's like people don't tell you like everything. Like you got people that give you the details sometimes, and the juice of how to really get it in this game. But there's not a whole lot of guidance, I feel like, where I come from, and there's influences that are like, the peer pressures of society that make it, harder. There's challenges and temptations and different things that can really, I feel like, distract you, throw you off course.
Mm.
So I feel like finding the silver lining in all of that is like, what's gotten me to the point where I'm at now. I feel like, yeah, I have been through a lot. I have experienced a lot, and now I'm in a more chill point of my life, and just trying to, you know, go from here.
Yeah, it's definitely hard adapting, but once you get it, you get it. And life changes so much that it's just like, either you can take it and be happy with it, or you're going to depressed, or, because you have to. I ask people all the time what makes you happy. And when you speak to say somebody that's older, they'll say my kids. And then you speak to somebody that's younger, they're like money, bitches, and you know what I'm saying? They'll say that. But it's so different because the older people are just like, I just want to be around my kids and go on vacations and do stuff like that. But they like, yeah, I want to bitches, money, cars, you know,
Right, right.
different. It's real
Yeah,
different.
I think the materialism is only temporary, and it's like the stuff with your kids and the vacations, the memories, all of that is a lot more long standing, and um I feel like important. It's necessary for people's life to really go explore and not just, go to a club, go to the same clubs and do the same, things. It's good at it. I guess it's fun at a young age, but it's like, it gets old eventually. You start to realize, what's more important. It's like, yeah, I want to go on vacation. I want to go to Texas, or I want to go to Dubai.
Yeah. Yeah. Do I see you at a lot of clubs and stuff? You do like a lot of underground, like, hip hop stuff. Do they have
Yeah,
a problem with you being like, do they say anything about like your nationality? Because you are, like you said, Mexican, right? Somewhat.
I'm Rican. No,
Or
no,
they don't say nothing about, that like,
I think there's been maybe once, I think,
because
dude.
hip hop, they picky and they'll just be like, oh, you're not black. Oh,
Well,
even
that's
way.
I don't know. It's been weird. That's where I feel like it's a really weird thing for me in society, because it's like I don't really fit in anywhere, but I can belong anywhere, if that makes sense.
No, that
You know,
makes sense. I get it.
like um like I feel like to a white, like, just to, for example, I feel like to a white person, I'm not white enough.
Mhm.
And to a black person, I'm not black enough.
Right.
I'm in this in between of just like,
Mhm.
and then it's like I go back to my own culture and it's like I'm not Hispanic enough, and like I don't even understand, and it's like there's
You
that
don't
big
speak it, yeah.
Hispanic. So it's like um I
Mm.
think hip hop where I really seek like acceptance and like validation, and that's why I've like even tested the waters and gone as hard as I've gone, is just because I feel like I want, that feeling of belonging. I want to feel like accepted. I want to know that, like, okay, I'm going hard, not for the wrong reasons, which is, I go hard for my son. I go hard for my family. I go hard for God, and it's crazy because a lot of people don't really understand that part about it either, how it's like I go back to those things, even though I kind of like I'll get like a little bit lost in the sauce sometimes.
Why do you think you get lost in the song?
Yeah, life is the like I was saying earlier, like it's like a dream, but it's like a lucid dream that's like
Yeah.
it's a hallucid dream.
You think it's another part after? Do you believe in it?
Oh, and like the afterlife?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I believe there's something definitely after this. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think everybody, goes to nirvana, or, heaven, you're back to source, paradise.
Mhm.
There's probably different levels to that, and waiting rooms, and um I don't know. I grew up like in a Christian home,
Mhm.
so that was more so the perspective I was taught. But then, like, I didn't really believe in any of those things like throughout my teens, and I was more so into like a rebellious questioning uh
Everything.
phase. Like I questioned everything, and I was like, I didn't understand a lot of things, and a lot of things didn't make sense to me. And then I had to put the pieces together, and aliens made sense, and things that didn't make sense before started to make a lot more sense the more research I did. So
Mhm.
now, like, um I don't know. I love learning and knowing more. So I just try to absorb as much as I can.
Right. Do you think that aliens are like among us right now, looking just like us and everything?
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
going right in front of you.
Right. They'd be like, I'm here, fire. I'm here.
Ugh. Alien.
Right. I would not be surprised though. I honestly wouldn't, you know.
I,
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to be a vampire.
that would be cool. I think
To be a
it's crazy
vampire.
how cool it would be to like be a hybrid vampire werewolf, which would be really dope.
About turning part, but I would love to be a vampire and just live for like about good 40 years and then I'll probably get bored, you know. But I just want to build my little, you know what I mean, my little empire.
Build empire of vampires. Vamp-
Yeah, and live all, for that length of time and just take over shit, you know.
right, right.
I would like to do that though. Is there anybody that you would like to be like any type of anything?
Any type of like anything.
Yeah, like a vampire or whatever, like ghost or like what would you want to be if you could be like instantly one thing or alien or whatever?
If I could really be one thing, which is like I feel like is a realistic thing, which it would either be this thing or the other thing, which is the obvious thing if I mention this one thing.
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, it would have to be Iron Man. If I could be anything,
Uh,
right? I would be Iron Man.
oh, that's Ant-Man. Yeah, my phone go pops up there. But I think I got Iron Man somewhere. So why Iron Man?
I think it's more realistic.
Okay.
Uh I don't know how to explain that because I feel like Ghost and all this other stuff sounded way more realistic.
Oh, but I think it's more fun. You know what I mean? But I like Iron Man because he got a lot of cool gadgets in his suit and everything in his robot. You know.
Right. That's something I would really want to strive for
That's,
if
want the double life of him and Starks, or no? You just want to be that part of him.
I think the double I don't know what you mean double life.
'Cause he's you got Starks and then you got him.
Man, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want people to know that I'm Metal Man flying around.
Uh, like, listen, yeah, they probably want to kill you every 5 minutes, right?
Right.
Right.
Like I'm already paranoid. I smoke weed and I'm like looking over my shoulder, like, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong.
That's okay. All right, so
Yeah.
you got this music out right now. Wait a minute, what's the high point? What is it? The high point? High potential entertainment. What's that?
High Potential Entertainment is my accountant's brand for I think it's is the general is his general brand
Okay.
um
You're under
for
it.
marketing and stuff like that.
Okay. Are you under it or are you just
Oh no, it's a part of so like because he's my accountant, he's like a part of the company. You know what I mean?
all right. I never knew
Yeah.
it would be like a part of it like that.
Oh yeah, I made him a part of the company.
Okay. That's cool.
Hmm.
So you got the music out, the what is it? The hallucid dreaming? Is that
Yeah, hallucinating. That was a fun record. Um, I did the cover art myself and I recorded it myself.
oh, shoot. That's hard to do. People don't
Yeah,
give credit for doing that. I know I can't do.
yeah.
So is that
I'm
gonna
not
be the last song, or are you just gonna continue to do all your, produce all your stuff and engineer your stuff?
well. That was like the goal was to be a lot more in control of creating my own stuff. Things didn't really work out with doing that, which is why I'm not really making as much music. I have stuff recorded and stuff that I'm dropping here and there. Um, but now I'm like stepping more into the studio, like very professional studios. Like I'm looking for the best quality now,
Mm.
tapping in with producers. I actually just met Boss Man Boss Man that's Boss Man Delos, his producer for Get In With Me.
Mm.
I just ran him. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm. I'm not
Uh,
offhand. I'm trying to.
he was saying the song. He's like, I was bad at fucking school. Now,
Oh, okay.
now I'm trying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I know.
That was a good impersonation, by the way. I
I
knew
didn't
right
want
away what you was talking about.
to.
It was
I
very
didn't want to. I could have done it really well, but I was like, let me not do it like full blown, so she don't be
nah,
like.
you would have did real good because that was pretty good for the first time. I was like, oh, I know what you're talking about.
Silly. Yeah, his producer for that Get In With Me track. I just met him at the studio, which like I'm trying to tap in with more people like him, Zay Cartier. Shout out to them, great producers in the city. Um, just get more locked in with that, and when the time is right, just go hard.
Go hard, go hard. So, do you have any features on there or anybody else
Any features
on any of your stuff coming out or that's out right now?
um I have a collaborative project that I'm working on with another artist, good friend of mine, like a brother, Big Papa Top Shotta. He's somebody that I've been like just trying to. He's actually been somebody who's been putting me on game and connecting with me with some of these people that I've even been mentioning.
Okay.
And yeah, so we're gonna be working on stuff. Really dope record that we worked on called Understand Right Now. I think it was like Understand Right Now. That one. Super fire.
Do you have like an alter ego when you perform it? Because you know how Beyonce has like Sasha Fierce, but then like, do you have like another persona of who you are when you are on the stage?
I think I think my persona on the stage and on the mic and in the music is a personification of like all of my rage and all of my darkness and all of the shit that I've been through, and like taking that and running with it.
Taking there running with it. I love it. Do you have a name for him or no?
Dark matter.
Okay. Oh yeah, but you know, sometimes people have two different names. That's why I was asking. But
Yeah, I mean, I like to treat it like like my Super Saiyan. Whenever I'm getting on that mic and when I'm getting on that stage, I like to treat it like it's like I'm turning up, I'm going hard, going home, and going hard and going hard then going home,
mm,
because I went so hard and then now it's time to go relax.
I love it. I love it. Are you
Mm.
at any shows or anything coming up?
Nah, not really. My friend Kush just told me about something going on at Creative Lounge. Shout out to Kush with a K. Um, he said there's something going on at this Creative Lounge spot. I haven't gone yet, but I actually am considering. I'm thinking I should go just to maybe peep the scene. I've been to a few different things. I haven't really been on the scene too much lately. Um, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it's definitely a pleasure. Did you have anything else you want to let everybody else know before we get up out of here?
Nope.
Well,
Maybe just maybe let you know the update next time.
right. Okay. So make sure you guys tap into Dark Matter. He got his music out right now. He's definitely a dope artist. Original. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely need you to come down here so I can see you perform because I definitely like you be like the
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
head. I'll be like, I know his neck hurt.
Yeah.
You be bobbing the head. I'll be like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, my neck is hurting for you.
Like a rock star.
Rock star, yeah. So you definitely got to tap into Philly one day, and it'll be a pleasure to see you. But
Would love.
I appreciate you tapping into Air It Out Radio, and we'll get back with you soon. I know you be in Air It Out Radio rotations and stuff like that, so I appreciate you know you as well as an Air It Outer. So but
Yeah, I'm gonna stay locked in. So shout out to you. Y'all make sure y'all lock in with them spins. You know, there ain't a lot of radio shows doing it like this. It's for a reason why I'm locked in with Air It Out Radio.
there you
So
go, solo,
much love.
solo,
Shout out to her, y'all. I'm gonna stay locked in. Y'all go see me again.
solo. Well, I appreciate you always. Air It Out Radio is the queen internet radio, and also Dark
I
Matter. You know what I'm saying?
appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Air It Out Radio, smack.